All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
There we go. I got sound. Morning, Angel. Good to see you on the call. Guys, we have people jumping on, and I'm going to get started right away because we have a lot to cover today. I am going to press mute all, and when you are ready, I want you to just hit the mute button on the left side of your screen, jump in and talk. So let's start with, I want a couple of you to jump in, share victories from the last couple days. Tell me something good.
I got something good just now, John.
Yes.
I just had someone reach out to me on Facebook Messenger that we're friends, but I don't know who they are and I can't see anything in common. But basically her message was, all your real estate informational posts are inspiring. I just got pre-approved on March 12th before coronavirus hit, and people are telling me to wait on buying. What do you see the market doing? So I stepped her through and basically asked her, first and foremost, we track all of that information. However, are you currently working with a realtor? I wouldn't ethically and professionally want to interfere with that. She came back and said no, and we have an appointment set for tomorrow at noon.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love hearing that, Cynthia. That was from a Facebook post, right?
From Facebook posts.
Yeah.
That just, again, sharing, information from the market, and sharing, again, not recipes.
Good stuff. Love hearing that. And yes, someone asked me about recordings. I am going to be sharing recordings from yesterday's call. My tech support in Coral Springs is loading all of my videos onto a YouTube page, and then I'm going to send all of you a link to my YouTube page where you could see all of the videos, not just from yesterday, but every call. All right, somebody else, tell me something good.
I'm going to speak on behalf of Natalie. Hold on, I'm here.
We got you, Corey.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I'm going to speak on behalf of Natalie. I don't think she's logged in yet, but believe it or not, she did a preview for sub-owner all through video yesterday, okay? And ended up taking a listing.
Awesome.
So, just freaking unbelievable. Never had a preview for sub-owner through video, and then she sat down with the listing presentation and went over it, and they signed away. So unbelievable.
It's awesome. So Corey, somebody has asked, Cindy's asking, how did she preview the property?
From what she says, I don't know if she's on here yet, but the homeowner, I guess, had her cell phone and toured the property, kitchen, bathrooms, every part of the house, and she presented herself and went into the listing presentation just like we normally do, and she ended up taking the listing in, which is very exciting.
Love it. And for sub-line owners that are paying attention, get it. It's not going to be as easy to sell your home by owner in this market, even when we get back to showing properties, conventional listings. The market's different, and it's not going to be as easy to sell your home by owner. Get really good with what does a good buyer look like. Get really good with that conversation, right? And kudos to Natalie. Love hearing that.
Hi, John. It's Karen. How are you this morning?
Hi, Karen. Yes, good.
So, I started that Facebook page yesterday. I'm still struggling. If anybody knows how to do this thing, it's a Eat Locally for my area, so that we can help. And I'm struggling with it because it's new to me to do. But I already have like 45 people that already logged into it and are following me. So I'm doing something right. And I've been talking to my sellers, as you advised yesterday, a little bit via email, and new listings coming up. So they're all waiting, getting their house prepped up, doing extra stuff just to, when we are ready to roll, we can. So I really thank you for yesterday. It was really helpful. And I talked to my buyers. I used what you told me to say, and they were pretty happy with what I came up with. from you
Love
guys.
that. There you
Thank
go,
you.
girl. Love it. And do me a favor, put your email address and where you're from in the chat section so someone on our call can reach out to you today and offer help. That's part of why we're here, guys. This is community, and we're all here to support one another. Okay. So I want to share with you what I was thinking about this morning as I was walking. And
Wait, what do you want? My email address and what?
your email address and where you are from. Right? Okay. Tell us where you're from so we can send you referrals, right? And give us your email address so somebody could reach out to you and provide you with the help that you're looking for. Okay, so as I was walking this morning, I was thinking about you, and that's what I do every day. And one of the benefits of walking is the time that I get alone to think. One of the best benefits. I don't listen to music, I am just thinking. And I was thinking about Christopher Columbus. And as when they set sail in search of the new world, they had captain and crew and 3 ships. And I can just imagine the first week, everybody's excited. We're going to go discover the new world. And the second week, everybody is still excited. We're on this journey. And then exhaustion started to set in, and probably panic and worry and all of these other emotions. And eventually his men wanted to throw him overboard. They wanted to turn around and retreat, and he refused. And I love how Andy Andrew shares this in The Traveler's Gift. And I'm just going to share a little bit of that with you, because this certain decision, which is the 4th decision in Andy Andrew's book, The Traveler's Gift, is all about having a decided heart. And I think we're going through that right now. I think some of you are starting to feel that exhaustion set in. We're 2 weeks in, we're 3 weeks in, depending on where you're from. Karen is in New Jersey. They've been dealing with this at a high level longer than we have. 4 weeks. There you go. So for those of you who are in South Florida with me, it's been just over 2 weeks since we're told to vacate the office. And I know the governor of Florida just put out an order last night, shelter in place. So I know the west coast of Florida is there as well now. And I'm sure that some of us are starting to have doubts as to what the future looks like. Maybe fear, anxiety. We can't retreat. We're not on a ship. We're not in search of the new world. But we can absolutely retreat when it comes to what we do. So I just want to share this with you, and then we're going to get into what I want to talk to you about. So this is what Christopher Columbus had to say to David Ponder when David Ponder had the opportunity to meet with Christopher Columbus in a crow's nest in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. My course has been charted, my destiny assured. I have a decided heart. I am passionate about my vision for the future. My thoughts and my actions will work in a forward motion, never sliding into the dark forest of doubt or the muddy quicksand of self-pity. As I sleep, the same dreams that dominate my waking hours will be with me in the dark. I will lay my head on my pillow at night, happily exhausted, knowing that I have done everything within my power to move the mountains in my path. Tell me what you're hearing. Somebody push mute, talk to me.
He's staying focused. Doesn't matter what's in the way, what obstacles are on the way. He's staying focused and he has a goal.
Yeah, there you go. Love it, Alex. Thank you.
It reminded me of like a commitment to the unknown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
being committed to the future that is everyone questions.
Well, the future we can't
Whatever
see.
it is. Yeah.
The future we
Mhm.
can't see, right, Heather? I mean, that's
Yep.
faith, correct?
Yep.
And until we are able to get to that space, the only thing we can do is have faith and stay in our headlights. And let me tell you what I mean by stay in our headlights. I had a conversation with a friend of mine in Atlanta, Georgia, when Lacey was in treatment 4 or 5 years ago. And I was having a breakdown. And her advice to me was stay in treatment, stay in your headlights. And what that means is deal with what you can see. When you're driving through the dark, scary desert and you find yourself outside your headlights into the dark, scary night where you can't see, get back into your headlights. Deal with what you can see. Don't deal with anything that you can't see. Anytime you hear yourself ask, what if, you're outside your headlights. Get back into your headlights and just deal with what you can see. Take it one day at a time, deal with what you can see, and like Heather said, have faith in an incredible future. Okay, I'm going to share a screen with you.
So I gotta say, John, I'm sorry.
Yep,
I
Angel.
gotta
Nope,
say
go
this.
ahead.
Your story just now resonated with me very strongly, even more than the first one. So thank you for sharing that. That's super powerful. Like I totally got what you're saying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got it, Angel. My pleasure. So I'm going to share a screen with you, and then we're going to jump into Shift. By the way, we got 50 people on this call today, guys. Wow. Awesome. Good job. Okay. All right. So you're looking at a diagram from page number 147. This is figure 133 or figure 33. So I want you to pay attention to number 1, fair market value. Number 3 is market interest. That's the people who are looking at your home. How many people are looking at your home? How many people are looking at it online? How many people are scheduling appointments to see your property? What's the interest in your property? So number 1, number 3, pay attention to those 2 lines. As you can see, market value kind of goes at a flat line. That's the transition period of a stable market before you transition into a buyer's market, and then the values start to drop. And in some cases, that line has a more direct path down than the one you're looking at in the diagram. All right, number 4 is the sellable price. That's where the property needs to be priced in order to sell. And also pay attention to the fact that that's below market value. When a market shifts, if you're a motivated seller, you can't price your property at market value. That's not good enough. You have to price it below market value. You have to price where the market is going, not where the market is. And script, you can either chase the market down or you can create the market. And the homes that sell are the homes that price their property at sellable price early, as close to market value as possible when there's interest in the property. If you wait, look at number 5. If you start out at number 2, in other words, we can just test the market. People can always make offers. We could always lower the price later. That's seller script. Remember, they go to script school too. And if you start at number 2 and you chase the market down, look at number 5, price reduction. You're still above the sellable price. And you don't get to where the sellable price is until all the way to number 6. And you could have sold your property at number 1 if you would have started out at the right price at the right time. But because you tested the market in a buyer's market, you ended up selling your home for less money. Now I'm going to take this off screen share. We can go back if anybody has questions, but I just want to read what Gary has to say to you from pages 138 through 143. All right, 135. I'm on tactic number 7, price ahead of the market. The ability to learn faster than your competitors may be the only sustainable competitive advantage. Learn faster than your competitors. Guys, I'm on the phone every day. I call up to 50 real estate agents a day from other brokerages other than Keller Williams. And I'm going to tell you the majority of them are being told by the people they listen to that everything is going to be okay. Well, it may be. Then again, it may not be. And I'm going to tell you that the real estate agents who are going to come out ahead in this are the ones who make adjustments quickly. All right, the moment the media, and the media is not talking about this right now because Corona, but they will eventually, I promise. The moment the media declares a real estate shift, it's as if the market just got doused in a cold shower. The result is fearful buyers, pickier buyers, and eventually fewer buyers. Sellers who are slow to recognize this shift will quickly become overpriced and consequently be overlooked. Again, I'm on page 135. So you guys who have a copy of Shift, please go read this after this call. At the bottom of the page, the truth is the market remains full of people who genuinely want to buy and sell. The question is, at what price? All right, skipping over to page 138. Continually changing market conditions and circumstances make pricing a skill. I'm sure you heard that, right? Make pricing a skill as well as a science. And this is what I mean when I'm teaching and I tell you guys, we're not here to talk about price. That's not the conversation. The conversation is strategy. What's the right strategy? This is script. I'm sitting at the seller's kitchen table, or I'm in a Zoom conversation. We're not here to talk about price. We're here to talk about strategy. The right strategy to get your home sold in the next 30 days so that you can move to Chicago and be with your family. The most successful agents become masters of pricing and masterful in getting their sellers to trust the findings and act on them. So the way you get your sellers to trust your findings is by leading them to self-discover, not by telling them. You can't sell and tell. You have to provide information and ask great questions that lead them to self-discover the right strategy to get their home sold. Because if you say it, they may not believe it. They probably won't. If they say it, then they own it. Buyers are always looking for value. Regardless of the market, they want the best property available at the lowest price. The shift doesn't change this. It actually accentuates it. This happens because of what a shift does change: the direction and speed at which a buyer thinks prices are going. It's the direction that buyers think prices are going. That's what matters. It's super important. As an agent, you know this. So you not only advise your sellers on what their home will likely sell for, but also the general pricing of the market. You are making an observation and a forecast. The observation is the science and the forecast is the skill. Observation of current pricing is a science that requires a thorough, rational, fact-based analysis. Forecasting is an acquired skill, an inexact ability to predict market direction and speed. All right. Hit the mute button. Take yourself off mute and talk to me.
Wow, John. It's Karen again. Sorry,
Hi,
I talk a
Karen.
lot.
You're good, Karen.
That was really awesome, because you know what? It even helps if you go on the reverse of looking for how to deal with your buyers. It's reverse too, because we're chasing the market down, so you want to get the best price. But if you can educate the other agent, like how you're saying you educate the seller,
You're in the front line.
You're good. You're hearing background noise here.
Somebody else mute their phone? Okay. So that's how I think. Maybe I'm totally off base, but you know, your stuff is great. Thank you for adding me in on these calls. It's amazing.
You're not off base. You're not off base. No, we have to educate the real estate community. I've negotiated over 100. Yeah, I negotiated over 100 contracts a year for more than 10 years. And I was constantly educating the other realtor, helping them, teaching them scripts to get their client to accept the offer. All right, somebody else. Take yourself off mute. Talk to me.
Hey, John.
Yes.
Bill here.
Hi, John.
No, let's go with Bill first. Yeah.
Talked about, the market goes up and down and, talking to the seller, price ahead of the market.
Yep.
Can you go talk a little bit on that subject now, talking to the buyer? The buyer is afraid to make an offer because the market's going down, the prices are going down. And I remember in the past, I saw one of your Facebook Live videos where you talk about, the approach would be, people buy home as a shelter approach. Can you kind of touch on that again?
Sure, Bill, of course. So consumers naturally think that all real estate is an investment, and it's not. If you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Kiyosaki talks about this really well, and he says that the home you live in is shelter. It's not an investment. If you are an investor and you're buying properties that you are flipping or you are holding them and you're renting them out, then you're an investor. But the property you live in is shelter. And to a buyer who is concerned about making an offer today because the value of the home could go down, first of all, acknowledge the fact that it probably will. In other words, I'm not going to disagree with them. I would tell you the chances are it will. So my question to you, and I want you to take yourself off mute, Bill, because we're gonna role play this. My question to you is, how long are you planning on living in your home?
7, 10 years.
Yeah. And if the value, I love the background, by the way, is that real or is that one of the
back, Zoom backgrounds?
Oh, okay. Love it. So you're going to be in your home 7 to 10 years. And if the value of your home goes down over the next year or two, have you lost money? So Bill, talk to me. Have you lost money if the value of your home goes down in the next year or two?
Yes.
No? Sure.
No.
You're going to stay there for 7 or 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the value goes down 2 years from now, somebody keeps doing a screenshot of me and it's freaking me out. So I don't know who's got me as their picture, but that's interesting. I'm like, why am I keep on popping up there? So if you're going to live in your home for 7 or 10 years and the value goes down a year from now, you haven't lost money. If the value goes down for the next 2 years, you still haven't lost money, have you?
No.
Yeah. So you don't make money when you enter the market. You make money when you get out of the market. You don't make money on the purchase of your home. You make money on the sale of your home. And until it's time to sell, it really doesn't matter what the value is. Guys, if you're in a lot of noise like birds and wild animals, please hit mute. Does that make sense, Phil?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Does that help?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Somebody else was jumping in. Go ahead. You've got the floor.
John, hi, it's Jennifer. I was just going to say that I think.
Hi, John.
Jennifer first. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Okay. The takeaway for me from just reading what you were reading in Shift is that we have to remember that we're the professionals and we need to make sure that we are watching the market and we're paying attention so that we have those skills to be able to direct our clients best and help those other agents know what is going on in the market, because there is a lot that aren't paying attention.
Yeah. And this is when it really matters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 3 questions that every seller is asking themselves.
Do you care about me? Do you know what you're doing?
Can I trust you? It's okay. I'm here to help you, girl. Do you
Thank
care
you.
about me? Can I trust you? do you know what you're doing? And what sellers are looking for right now is they're looking for professionals like you, Jennifer, who understand the market. This becomes more important today than it was 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And this will be the market that we're in for quite a while. These will be the kind of conversations that you're having for quite a while. And that's me forecasting to you. I'm telling you that I believe that this is not something that is a blip in the radar. This is part of the new normal for maybe a couple years.
And I think right now, like being home, being stuck in the house, being with our kids, able to go for walks and things like that, it's easy for us to get off track and stay focused and not really pay attention so much to those, sharpening those skills and making sure that we are prepared for this. So, getting on these calls definitely helps me stay focused. So,
good. I'm glad that I'm able to help.
Thank you.
And you help me. You do.
Real quick, if I may jump in.
Sure.
Well, one of the other things, if we're following through and making our phone calls for our people to see how they're doing and what we can do for them, inevitably a lot of times they're asking, well, the real estate market's taking a hit right now, isn't it? Great way to go ahead and engage and again, come from contribution, be upfront and be honest with them.
Yeah. Agree. And Samantha brings up a really good point. So you're going to have people that are going to ask you to reduce your commission because everybody is going through hard times right now, and change their base. Play offense. All right. So if I'm playing defense, I'm going to defend my commission. If I'm playing offense, I'm going to change the conversation from my commission to how much money are you going to net? And my goal is to help you make a decision based on how much money you're going to net versus what my commission is. So Samantha, if a seller asked me, are you willing to reduce your commission? Things are hard right now. And everybody is looking to save money, and that includes me. My response to them would be absolutely. If you're asking me if I'm willing to negotiate my fee, the answer is yes. When we have an offer. If I need to give up money in order to make the deal work, I'm a deal maker, not a deal breaker. I promise you, I'm going to get you to the closing table. If we've got an offer that we can put together, we're going to put it together. What I don't want to do is put you in a position that is going to cause your home not to sell. You see, you're also asking me how good of a negotiator I am. And the good news for you is I'm a really good negotiator. You see, if I wasn't a good negotiator, the easy thing for me to do would be to give up commission right now. I mean, if you were to ask me if I would list your home for 4% and I said, yes, would you hire me? And the seller says, yeah, I would. Cool. Here's what concerns me. If you hire an agent who's willing to give up 25%, more than 25%, because I'm not going to reduce the buyer's commission because that's not in your best interest. It's all coming from me. So if I reduce my fee to 4%, I'm giving up 2/3 of my commission. And because I'm only making 1%. And if I'm willing to do that, if I'm willing to give up money that I use to support my family that quickly, how quickly will I give up your money when we have an offer on your home? Do you want to hire an agent that's going to give away your money? So Samantha, I hope that helped.
That's very good, John.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, who's next? Thank you, Karen. Guys, we're running out of time. Somebody jump in here and take us out. I want to hear a couple ahas or any questions that you may have before we jump off the call and get into action.
I'll say something, John. I wanted to share with everybody on this group. I really want to thank you again for everything you're teaching us. I did my first Zoom FSBO preview yesterday. It was awesome. I used a lot of your scripts, and I'm getting to listen. Yay! Thank you very much.
I bragged about you early this morning, Natalie.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
How are you guys doing photographs on Zoom for your listings?
Cool. Somebody jump in and answer that. I know there's a couple of you that have got some great responses to that. Good to see you, Ed, by the way. Love your hat. Corey, you want to take that?
Go ahead. Repeat one more time. I had a dog barking in
Photos.
the background.
Photos.
How are you guys getting photos to go on MLS?
Good question. I mean, we took in like 4 listings last week, and we were taking pictures. So I don't know. I mean, worst case scenario, we're hoping that the client will have a great iPhone that they can snap pictures. So we'll have to cross that path, when it comes to, and I'll let you guys know.
Yeah. And Ed Matei jumped in and said that he has a photographer that is still going out to the property wearing gloves and a mask.
So do we, Corey,
Yep.
by the way.
Yeah, we do. So Marco's already doing them. Okay,
Not
great.
just Marcos, but also in Palm Beach, we have the other guy too. He'll do anywhere.
Perfect.
So I just want to point something out to everybody. This is so cool. I love it, Corey. I love you, man. Corey is a rainmaker of a team that did 180 transactions last year. This guy is so focused on his one thing as the rainmaker that he doesn't even know how pictures are being taken of his listings.
That's
right,
cool.
Corey?
Yep.
There you go, brother. Love it. That's not your thing, man.
Yep. Thank you, man.
Don, I have, for the answer for what we're doing, I actually have photos happening today.
Yeah.
And the photographer, they just put out their guidelines that said they don't want anybody else in the house. They want to go alone. So I was over earlier, put the lockbox on. The house is reasonably vacant, which is a good thing. But he's going to go over and do that. And I went ahead and had him add the video. Normally I would do the video, like another listing I did my own personal walkthrough. They could hear my voice, and I could actually narrate through. So that's a different one. But this one today, the photographer is just going to go ahead and do the whole thing, and we'll just have the video to shoot out to, when we start marketing. So, and that's today.
Love it.
Now's
ahead,
a really
Jennifer.
time to be using the Matterport video, those 3D tours. That it's huge. People can walk through and get to every corner of that house.
And Jennifer, do you do that, or do you have a photographer who has a Matterport?
I have a photographer who does it. He's local in Coral Springs.
There you go. Yeah, I knew that. That was for everybody else. So guys, I'm a creative thinker, and sometimes I'll come up with good ideas, and most of the time my ideas are mediocre at best. And that was funny. You guys are supposed to laugh. And
I laughed.
okay. And here's what I would do. If I were selling real estate today, I would ask my seller to walk the property with their iPhone and shoot a video and talk about what they love about their home in their voice. Keep it under 3 minutes. Focus on the kitchen, the master bedroom, outdoor living space. Talk about the community. And just tell them, listen, you don't have to be perfect. Don't worry about how you sound. Don't worry if you make a mistake. Don't try to be a professional videographer. Just be real. And as you walk the property, share, this is what I love about my home. This is why I love my kitchen. I think this is something we should have been doing anyways. I think that going forward, if I were a real estate agent still selling properties, this is something I would do in the future. Anybody agree with that? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yep. All right, you guys rock. Share this link with everyone. I can get up to 100 people on this call. We're at 50. There's room. And when we run out of room, I'll buy the upgraded version of Zoom so we can keep adding people. All right, you guys rock. Make it a great day.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thank you.
John.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. Have an outstanding day.
Yeah.
Thanks, John. You're the best.
My pleasure.